Last time I strung a racket in 2 pieces of string. This time it's going to be 1 continuous piece of string. So instead of doing the mains and then tying them off and then starting with a separate piece of string and doing all the crosses down to the bottom and tying them off, this time it's going to be a continuous piece of string. As before, this isn't a tutorial on how to string a squash racket. It's simply to give you an idea of what happens to your racket when you bring them to me for stringing. Obviously I will go through some of the things that I'm doing as I do them, some sort of explanation, but as I say, I'm not really trying to teach anyone how to do it. So, as in my previous video, this racket is going to be strung at 26 pound tension. And the first thing I'm going to do is pull both the main strings at the same time, just to get tension under the clamp. Then you just do the single one. So I've got a full 26 pound tension. And now I'm just going to do one more this side. Now I can do this side again. Then we even it up with the second one on this side. So far I've got 2 main strings on each side of the racket. Now, because I'm going to do it in 1 piece of string, and because it's normal practice to have the cross strings start from the top to the bottom, on this racket I'm going to have to employ what's known as an around the world pattern. The reason for this is that some rackets will naturally have the mains strings finishing at the top, in which case you can then start the cross from the top down. This racket, as it's got 14 mains, that's 7 each side, the 7th main will obviously finish at the bottom, and I don't want to start the crosses from the bottom up. So in that case, what I'll do is on this side I'll only have 6 mains and tie this one off at the top, and then on the other side, when I get to the 7th main, I'll come across and then up for the 7th main on this side, and then we'll do all the crosses down. It'll become obvious when I do it. So for now I'll do another couple of mains. Yeah. There's room for the clamp. So I've got 4 on the right side, so now to even that up, because we never want to get too far away from even. I usually don't go more than 2 mains each side or over. So I've got 4 here, 2 here, so now I'll make it up to 4 here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Do 5 and 6, and in fact 6 is the last main we do before we skip a hole. I do have the pattern written down. I always, when I take a racket in, I always write down what the string pattern is, taking note of all the holes that are skipped, as every racket has a different pattern. Now on the bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, on the bottom of the racket we skip the 6th hole, because the 5th hole is the last cross on this racket, but we use the 6th hole at the top. What I usually do, because I've covered the hole, I usually put a thin piece of string in there, so it makes it easier for me to move the string out of the way when I'm doing that cross if I need to. not usually necessary. It's more necessary on badminton rackets, but squash rackets usually you can move the string reasonably easily. Okay, so I've got 6 on my long side, my left side. That's 5. Again, I need to skip a hole. Right. So I've now got 6 mains each side, and yeah, everything looks fine. Now this is going to be a tie off there, but I don't tie it off just yet. What I will do now is place a starting clamp on the outside of the racket, so I just use a piece of leather to protect that, like that, so that allows me then to release this clamp when I need to. So, as I said before, I'm going to do an around the world pattern. So at the moment I've got 6 mains on each side. So I'm using the 8th hole on the top of the racket, having skipped the 7th, and on the bottom of the racket I need to skip another hole, because that's where the second cross goes. So that in fact is the 8th hole. I'm using the 9th hole. And again, if I just put a piece of string in, so that when I do that top cross, it won't be in the way. And so now I can do the second cross from the bottom. So it always looks a bit strange, this, because obviously I've got 7 mains here and a 6 here. So in fact, what I'll do is I'll put all the string through. And so in terms of the 6th main, I'm going under this 6th main, so the next one is over, under, over. So as you can see, I've now got the 2nd cross. The first cross on the bottom, or the last cross if you like, is going to be there. And as I say, it goes under, over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under, over. Now I can clamp it with this because that's holding that string. So let's pull this one. So I can clamp that like that. And this now becomes my 7th main on this side. Put it anyway. Now the top cross has the same weave as the 2nd cross from the bottom. Now this is very important because obviously if I get it wrong, when I get to this cross here, it will be the same as that, and it needs to be opposite. So this main here has the cross going over it, this same main has the cross going over it. Yeah. Got it. So the top cross, so we have over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under, over, under, started over, finish under, and as I say, if I take any given main, the pattern should be the same as the one I've already done. And this clamp can now be used on this side.